Progenies, one of the most epic live performances of all
So
time.
epic. With a full-on orchestra, man.
Yeah, I don't know how you beat that. The hardest metal on one side, and then just like the epicest orchestra on the other.
This is one of the coolest things of all time. Period. on the planet.
Yeah,
ever.
how could you not?
How could you not?
Yeah, how could you not?
Oh,
It was 7 years ago.
Bunch of emo kids. Bunch of emo kids are about to perform on the other stage.
I'm so old. Unreal.
It's maximum skill. It's maximum skill. It's maximum performance. It's as good as it gets. It was 2018 we saw them.
Dimmu?
Wait, that doesn't sound right. What the fuck? That doesn't sound right. There's no way it was 2018. This is Modern Leather Rock was 2018. Does that sound right? I guess it does. That's a long time ago.
It was a long time ago.
That's fucked. 2018 is a long time ago.
We're getting fucking old, man.
That's fucked. That 2018 is a long time ago.
It's fucked.
That's fucked.
It is fucked. It was that long ago.
We were peak Rockfest at 2018. What the hell?
Yeah. We're going to get into it. We're going to do a nice list of live performances that, I mean, it's hard to say that these are underrated. You know what I mean? Like, not underrated, maybe. Then I feel like people know about them, but not enough. Yeah. Not enough. Regardless.
Yeah. All three of them, turns out, like, if you look on YouTube and stuff, like, it looks like it's not underrated, but they're all cool in their own way, and they're unique.
Well, the other thing, too, is I think it's all relative, right? Like, underrated is like a relative term. It's like, is it underrated compared to, you know, other things? Anybody else? No.
The fact that these don't have 10 million views is a crime.
Yes, that's what it is. It's not. It almost can't not be underrated for how good they all really are. Like, they're all performances at the top tier of performances. They're just unreal.
It's maximum skill. It's maximum skill. It's maximum performance. It's as good as it gets.
Yeah. Let's start off with the first one. So Dimmu Borgir. This might be the best metal performance of all time. Like, like, I don't know if it gets any better than this. This is like the most unbelievable show I've ever seen.
This is like bringing the orchestra from Star Wars into metal. It's like, okay, let's collaborate and let's make the most epic thing of all time, and they did it. And we saw them do this at Rockfest in 2018.
Yeah.
We saw us live, and it was one of the most epic thing you'll ever experience in your life. Yeah, when we saw them, the orchestra wasn't there.
Yeah.
To be fair.
Yeah. I don't know if this was like a one-off, if it was like a one-time only deal that they did this, or if they like it was a one-time tour type of thing.
Can you imagine if you're there at a show and the actual orchestra is there for this song? That would have been like the coolest thing of all time.
This was like the most. This is one of the coolest clashes of two sides of music. You know, the hardest metal on one side, and then just like the epicest orchestra on the other.
You probably have a trumpeter somewhere, or like the tromboner somewhere, who's like not a metalhead, who like midway through like practicing for, is like, you know what, this is sick.
Well, you can see it. Like, you can see in the performances. Like, the guys in the orchestra are loving it too, right? And how could you not?
How could you not?
Yeah, how could you not? How could you not? Yeah, this is one for the history books that everybody who likes metal should know about. Even if you don't like Dimmu, man, how do you not like this performance? This is like, and also for what it's worth, too, Progenies on its own, the song itself it's like the metal anthem. This song is unbelievable. All right, so let's get into it. So this is gonna be Progenies live with orchestra by Dimmu Borgir. Let's get it.
Progenies.
So epic, man.
Progenies of the great apocalypse.
Why is the crowd so quiet? Should be losing their minds.
It's so sick. It's so sick.
Look at these people, man.
God, it's so fucking cool.
The essence
That's so cool, dude. Oh man.
Dude, this is one of the coolest things of all time. Period. on the planet
Yeah,
ever.
it has to be. It has to be one of the best live performances that there ever was. It has to.
It's the coolest thing ever. These guys in the orchestra, they don't know where the hell they are, but they know that it's amazing.
You can tell that they're all down with it. It's so nasty.
Coming into it, they're probably not
Dude,
about it, but
I
then
mean-
they realize like this sounds awesome, and they're like, you know what, this is sick.
It is kind of confusing. Like if you're in the audience, like you almost like you want to mosh, but like you're almost like too awestruck by what's going on to like.
Yeah,
do
you
that.
can't mosh. I don't think you can mosh to this.
Yeah, like, you have
It's
to like.
disrespectful. It's disrespectful to the orchestra to mosh to
You
this.
have to like sit there and
You
just.
need to sit and listen.
Yeah, and just stare in
Every-
awe.
You can't stand still. That's the problem. It's so epic. You can't stand still.
Yeah,
But you don't want to disrespect the orchestra
Yeah.
because it's so insane.
everything about this show was unreal. I would have loved to have been there, man. That is gotta be
The
one of the best
actual-
shows of all time, man.
Yeah,
It's gotta
for
be.
sure.
Has to be. I don't know if this was a tour. It would have been amazing to see something like this. Period.
It's probably a one-off wherever that orchestra is.
Oh man,
It's probably
so
the
cool.
European country wherever that orchestra is. Because they came 2018. They came to Rockfest in Quebec, and we saw them, and they
Yeah.
played the song. But obviously, they didn't have the orchestra there. You
They
know?
still had like a really good production quality, though. I remember. Like,
Oh, it sounded as if they were there.
yeah, they sounded really
But it's
good.
not. It's not the same as the fucking violinist being there going ham.
Yeah,
Like,
no, it wasn't. It wasn't this.
it was probably recorded, right? Like they weren't. Like the sound from their instruments wasn't being played. Do you think?
I think it probably was.
You think?
I think this is probably like a legit live performance.
100% live. It's so sick, man.
I kind of feel like that. It seems like that way to me.
Imagine these guys. They play their orchestra stuff, for movies and stuff, and then they're finally doing it for this, and like they must get so excited.
Yeah, to have something they can actually like jam to and like just like at least.
Yeah, it just fires them right up. Like going into it, they're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, what is this crazy? These weirdos and stuff." But then they do it, they're like, "You know what? This is awesome."
I mean, it makes you wonder though, like if they had when they wrote the song, did they have this in mind? Damn, like it makes you wonder, like how they kept in mind the idea of doing this. Did they write this song thinking that they were ever gonna get an orchestra to
They
do
must
this?
have. They must have. They must have.
How do you have the balls to do that? That's crazy.
Yeah. What is the song without it? So they
It's
would have
true.
had to. They would have had to have.
Did they do other songs, or only this one, like with the
Yeah,
orchestra?
yeah, other songs. Yeah, I think so.
With the orchestra?
Hybrid Stigmata. Hybrid Stigmata. Hybrid
Oh
Stigmata.
yeah. God, I forgot about that song.
Hybrid Stigmata. Super sick.
Anyway, so yeah, this is
All right, let's
epic
go.
as hell. Like, just to finish the last half of this song, let's get into it. All right, let's get back to it. Dimmu Borgir, Progenies, one of the most epic live performances of all
So
time.
epic.
Here we go, back to it.
Dude. You could say that crowd is lame, but I think they're fucking awestruck.
Yeah, what else would you be?
This is so insane. I can't move. Like I'm just sitting and I'm shivering.
For that, the song itself though as well, like it's not underrated. It can't be. It's gonna be their most. It's gonna be their most known song, probably Progenies. I would say. I would guess.
Yeah,
I
probably.
don't know, but yeah, no. This song for some reason reminds me of like an anthem or something like that. Like it reminds me of like, you know what I mean? Like I feel like it could have been in like several movies easily. Like if I want to walk out feeling like a hero, this is the
If
song.
I was in charge of an army, this would be
Yes, yes.
you know.
Dimmu has some really wicked marching songs. Like you want to lift heavy at the gym or something like
Yeah.
that. Play Progenies, play Puritania, man. Like you just go hard. Just some good motivators for sure.
There are some bands who got specifically metal. Obviously, metal was huge in the Netherlands and stuff. That like didn't kind of translate over here.
Mhm.
That we appreciate. Like Soilwork's a good example of that. Like Soilwork is big in Europe, not big here. Dimmu, obviously. And it's like Rammstein made that transition and they just blew the crap up. But it's like Dimmu should have been right there with Rammstein.
Maybe I think the issue with Rammstein though is that they had technically clean vocals throughout all their songs for the most part. Like they didn't, you know what I mean? Like it was either German
Did
vocals, yeah. Because I mean, if you think about all the Rammstein
Yeah, I
songs,
guess so. Yeah, I guess
it's like
so.
borderline talking or it's just German. The lead singer of Rammstein doesn't really, he kind of sings, but it's not. You know what I mean? Like he's kind of clean vocals the whole way through in general, and it's generally speaking kind of radio friendly. Obviously it's heavy generally speaking, but even then, like by comparison, it's not. It's like Dimmu's obviously heavier.
If you were there, you got to witness the peak of like the most epic thing of all time. How much more epic than that does it get?
Yeah, you're right.
I
have no idea.
I saw Rage, you know, and they finished the show like, fuck you, I won't do what you tell me.
Yeah,
Like, that was super epic. We were there at Rockfest.
we've seen a lot of epic performances.
That was one of the most epic things of all time, like live. Just the whole
All the
200,000 people
all
singing.
the
Like,
Slipknot shows, all the Lamb of God shows that we've seen, like dozens.
but an actual orchestra just jam like
Yeah.
that is pretty wild, man.
I don't think I've ever seen anything like that. There's a ton of wicked shows that come to my mind when I think of like the most crazy things I've seen live.
But a full on orchestra, man. It's
Yeah, I don't know how you beat that. When we did see them live, like they were that good. They were really good too. Like they still sounded really, really good live. And even the performance that they had was pretty good. It just obviously it wasn't an orchestra. It was just them. Like they had more of like a, you know, I think they had like costumes on and more of like a style aesthetic thing going on with them back in 2018.
That's super epic, dude. What the hell?
So yeah, it looks like they did this more than once. So that looks epic as hell. No, the difference is that I think the stage setting for the last one was better. Like it looked like if you were in the crowd of the last one, you would have had a better chance of really seeing what's going on and appreciating it more.
Understanding what's happening. Yeah.
Like when you're at like one of these giant festivals like this, like having to see from like the sea of people into like the orchestra.
You wouldn't even know if there's an orchestra yet.
Yeah, like you could barely even tell. So like I think some of the nuances of that are lost when you go to a festival like this. So and to that point too, that's why I don't think it was that bad. That, like we still found them really good when we saw them live. Like even if they had a orchestra, it wouldn't have been that big a deal anyways because it was Rockfest and it was like this.
Right. We were far back enough, or it wouldn't have mattered to us.
Yeah, generally it wasn't. I think we were pretty close up actually.
For Dimmu, were we?
I remember being like maybe I want to say like 50 or 60 feet back,
Okay.
which is pretty close for like a festival setting. I feel like, but
They never did have the stage size for it at Rockfest.
no, it wasn't. They weren't on the main stage. Yeah, it's true. They were on like one of like the side stages.
It's a whole different ballgame. If you're setting up an actual orchestra, that's insane, right? Like the
Yeah.
logistics of that is so wild.
Well, there's a lot of bands too. Again, like I even think Meshuggah does a lot better across overseas as well. Because again, when we saw Meshuggah as well, that it was,
Meshuggah sucked.
but it wasn't. That's another thing. Like
Meshuggah sucked, man. It's one of the worst sets we've ever seen.
But I have to see Meshuggah again, man, because everybody just tells me how good they are live. Who I've ever talked to about it.
Rockfest absolutely butchered Meshuggah. Obviously,
Seen,
they sucked so bad.
I've seen their playing Bleed live, and yeah,
That's what I'm saying, dude.
like,
That's what we were hoping for. That's what we were hoping
That's
for.
what we wanted, right? Like, and we
And it
didn't
sucked.
get that. We didn't get anywhere near that when we saw them
No.
live.
Yeah, it sucked.
At some point, we'll do a Meshuggah week because there's tons of Meshuggah songs that are worth checking out. That are
I mean, they're not underrated. That's the thing.
they're not underrated, but well, you know what? Like they're underrated so much as like the genre itself is underrated. Like mathcore is whatever you want to call it, progressive metal in general. Like that what they do.
Who's bigger, like modern metal wise? Who's bigger than Meshuggah? After Lamb of God, who's bigger
That's
than
tough,
Meshuggah?
man. Yeah. Well, I think there are other parts. I lump like Meshuggah in with like the Animals as leaders and
Do
all
you
the
really?
yeah, for sure. Not in terms of like how like obviously I like Animals more. I like Contortionists more generally as a band, but I'm saying just in terms of like the like again Car Bomb. I Car Bomb to me is like a mix of like it is definitely has a ton of Meshuggah DNA. Like you don't get Car Bomb without Meshuggah.
But I'm saying in terms of like the biggest like metal bands of all time, it's like in the last 20 years, like Lamb of God and then Meshuggah, isn't it?
Gojira probably, right?
I guess Gojira.
And yeah, within our metal, right? And it's also so hard to tell because
Yeah.
you look at like
August Burns Red got really fucking big.
yeah,
Like secretly.
yeah,
Pork Royal got really big secretly.
yeah. And then Bring Me the Horizon, same thing, right? But like Bring Me the Horizon got big, but they kind of sold out to do it.
No, that's a whole different story. It's not sold out. We can get into that another time. It's not. It wasn't a sold out. All these Sykes got sober. Bless his soul. It's not a sellout.
I mean, have you heard their newer like some of their newer stuff? Kind of felt like it,
I mean, Throne was nice. Happy song I liked.
right? To be fair, that was also one of the best live shows I've ever seen in my life.
Right, and we're gonna do that one. We're gonna do that one.
Is there a filming of that somewhere? Like, can we
'Cause we're-
actually see the actual rock?
Yes,
fest?
because we're gonna talk about how Fred Durst tried
Yes,
to talk shit
yeah,
about Bring Me
Yeah.
the Horizon,
Yeah,
and then
we should
and
bring
his set sucked balls, and then Bring Me the Horizon fucking owned so hard.
What
absolutely
year was
embarrassed
that?
Fred
Was that
Durst.
2017?
Oh, so good. Yes. Oh my god.
Yeah.
That was amazing. And this is after Fred Durst is saying,
That
"Oh,
was
it's a bunch
7 years ago.
of emo kids. A bunch of emo kids are about to
I'm
perform
so
on the other
old.
stage."
I'm so fucking old. What the fuck? That was 7 fucking years ago.
Fred Durst got embarrassed by Ollie Sykes.
Anyway, well,
Bless.
We'll talk about this some point.
Yeah.
We'll have to talk about this some point because that was one of the most epic shows I've ever seen in my life.
So sick, dude.
Yeah, let's leave that behind. So that was Dimmu Borgir. One of the most epic performances of all time. There's Dimmu in the books. Hey everybody, thanks for watching. That was a wicked performance. We've got more coming for you next. Now we've got quite the curveball. Missy Elliott's Get Your Freak On. It's coming up next. Or it's Matt Garska. Either way, check it out. Stay tuned.